Alright everyone, this is episode number 97 today for the Belgian Grand Prix of Season 6. If you missed the previous episode at the French Grand Prix, I recommend you go and check that one out. Sort of a little bit of spoiler alert, because damage limitation sort of, with the poor qualifying, leaves us 15 points back now from Lando Norris as he leads the championship ahead of Charles Leclerc, who beat Norris as well. Verstappen also on the rise after winning that race. We have an Ask the Drivers feature again. See if they copied and pasted the same questions. What drives you? Definitely my team, my teammate, or nobody. You know, I do the driving, nobody drives me. Whatever. Yeah. Claire, by the way, is better than these questions, personally speaking. I don't know how you feel about this, but obviously, hopefully interviews do make a return with Natalie Pinkham on F123 Career Mode, because they are, of course, in Breaking Point, but the fact we haven't got any details on that means it's unlikely to happen. Race is going to be wet. That last icon is dry, but I doubt that we'll get to dry running, so that is definitely going to be interesting. So everyone's flat-lined as usual, and Lewis Hamilton has announced his retirement from Formula 1. Not that it ultimately matters, because this is the final season. As well, Aston Martin have brought yet another upgrade as well, as they try to bridge that massive whopping gap between them and AlphaTauri as well. But yes, moving to qualifying then. The Belgian Grand Prix, Spa's a good track for me on F122. Whether that will continue on F123, we'll have to wait and see. As well, but qualifying wise, we should be good. Unfortunately, somebody who hasn't had a good qualifying is Nicholas Latifi, and the Canadian has actually crashed and is out of qualifying. So he'll be at the back. Our first lap was good enough for P7. He's just been beaten by Drugovich, but he's just crossed the line, I think. I don't think he's on a flying lap there up ahead. So he's just put in a lap faster. We've got Schumacher up here as well. The Haas continue to improve. Piastri improves. Only P8 though for Oscar. Hamilton P10. This is not what Porsche would have wanted, considering the fact, you know, we had so much pace and power from that Porsche power unit over everyone else. You know, to be 10th and 12th now, and you know, we're improving as well. Verstappen's gone fastest of all. Will anyone be able to challenge that? We'll have to wait and see. 10th and a bit up on our previous best time as we come into this middle sector. Felipe now needs to get out of the way because he's not on a flying lap at this moment in time. Indeed he does. He pulls to the left hand side. To be fair, we both gave each other a toe. I gave him a toe on my out lap, and then he gave me a toe down. They came on straight on his in lap. So a little bit of nice timing there from the Mercedes to give both of us a toe. But anyway, losing a bit of time on that corner, horrible mid. I always hate the middle sector at Spa. It's not. I always lose time to the AR. We're actually still up though compared to Drugovich. Now it's about this sort of fast. Coming up to this fast left-hander, always a little bit of a lift, never flat. And you have one going up to the bus stop, which is always an awkward corner. Never can ever get that right on the pad. Hopefully that changes for F123 as well. Up to the line, and it's P6, so that is very good. But, you know, it may be a Red Bull 1-2. We've got Gasly up in third, Norris only in fourth, so you know this is something we can do to work. The top 10 separated by 0.6 of a second, so it is close. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what we can do from 6th place on the grid. It's time then for the race, today's Belgian Grand Prix.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula 1 World Championship. It's a race that the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then is a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside with 9 rights and 10 lefts, giving us the grand total of 19 corners. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in the conditions, we are not going to be seeing anything like that today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Sainz, Phoenix and Vettel, Albon, Tsunoda, Drugovich and Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly and Ocon, Magnussen, Russell, Guan Yu Zhou and Lance Stroll, Latifi and Robert Schwartzman. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who is beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Phoenix. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Such a shame for Pierre because he had such a good qualifying to be up there in P3 and then have a engine penalty. He gives us P5, so I'll take that. Our race strategy will be a no stop because this is a 25% race to be improved upon for F1 23. I guarantee you that. So for Robert Lights for the Belgian Grand Prix, and away we go. And it's the usual horrible start in the wet as well. And we are able to dive down the inside of Sainz. Will he give us the room? Yes, he does. We're able to get the traction down back to P4 as well. So it's been we've gained one position on the start. We still got though we've gone really wide there and got a warning for it as well. But we have caught. It does allow us to catch up to Lando Norris. But as we come through then the final corner up to the end of the first lap, sorry, the end of the start lap 2 as well. Rain is still getting lighter, but not there yet. As Sainz to go around the outside as well. Now we're going to go down the hill. Look at that traction out, that low speed turn 1. A bit of tyre bounce from himself and Carlos Sainz. We're going side by side towards Eau Rouge and up Bradley on. He decides to lift off. Thank goodness, otherwise that would have been a bit of a crash. As that is, I believe, Zhou Guan Yu in the Alfa Romeo has had a Spinala, and Alfa's horrible time of it continues as well. I've still got Albon actually got in front of Sainz at some point, and now he is behind. Albon is now in front of Sainz. As that is Lando Norris. There's a bit too much spray coming off that McLaren. I think he's out the race with an engine failure. As well, he is indeed. So with that, then this is Leclerc's gonna have an open goal. As fastest lap is going between myself and Verstappen, but between Leclerc's got a big chance of taking a massive lead in the championship. Well, he's not as fast as his teammate, but his teammate has, to be fair, has had poorer races to begin with. But that's Leclerc sideways, just about avoiding the rear end of that Red Bull there. Here's what happened to Leclerc at the bus stop. Had a Spinala and ended up sideways. We just about miss the rear end there. There's a bit of queuing up behind. And this is what happened with Hamilton. They get a lot of ghosting. Some people not paying attention as Leclerc reverses out of the way. Safety car has been deployed to sort everything out. As well, so Verstappen leads then from myself and Albon. Drugovich is P4, but he has a 5-second penalty, so Tsunoda will be P4 to help McLaren out against Verstappen. It was Red Bull in their constructors battle. Safety car comes in at the end of lap number 7. Look at that traction. There's just no answering that from even with assisted traction control, you're still not going to get that. And again at turn 1, he's just flying away. As Latifi crashed in qualifying, he's up in P10 right now in the points for Latifi. He hasn't scored points for 2 seasons since season 4, I don't think. So yeah, but that was actually the race. It was such a poor second half of the race. The rain offering no strategy. Verstappen unmatchable today. We'll come home though for P2, which, you know, it's a big, huge amount of points on our championship rivals. Leclerc way down the order and scoring no points, and Norris retiring. That gives us a prime position, but also helps Verstappen out as well, and him gaining points for his early mistakes as well. The Sainz set fastest lap. Sainz actually got held up big time as well in that by Leclerc's Spinala. So yes, Drogovic and Stroll got 5-second penalties, so Drogovic drops to P8. Again, not a great time for the Brazilian. I'm hoping that his starting stats get a bit more. There's a load of 5-second penalties in the bottom part. So all's changed. We have a 1-point lead over Max Verstappen. Lando Norris, who started the day in first, is dropped to third, 3 points back. Leclerc has it all to do now, 7 points back. Constructors wise, we're still P3. McLaren still a bit off from Red Bull. Moving up to P3. Alpine jump out for Tauri there as well. So yes, and we beat Russell in the rivalry 25-12. We should be able to run that out in the next episode as well. And we do get a bit of driver claim as well. So yes, Verstappen's on his way. He's won the past 2 Grand Prix though. He's on a roll now. I'm expecting him to be a big challenge at the Italian Grand Prix. Can we win there at a track that Mercedes has struggled at, because obviously the engine hasn't been great, but it has improved compared to previous years. We'll have to wait and see. That episode will be out later in the week, as of course will be Mexico as well. So yes, if you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F122 drive career videos and F123 drive career videos as when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.